The Apprentice, Crowding Battalions by Joshua S. Porter. There came on the road of apprenticeship a sound like thunder. On the horizon, a marching infantry, their boots like hammering pistons in the dirt. The soldiers came beneath flags decorated with the image of a tiger. Raised high on gleaming iron poles, the flags rippled in the air above them as they came. The apprentice turned to his master, but before he could speak, the battalion had crowded around him, obscuring the master from sight. "Who do you fight for?" one of the soldiers shouted at the apprentice. "I am walking with my master," the apprentice answered. "You do not walk with the master, you fight for him." Roars of approval rose up from the other soldiers. The apprentice could see that their flashing swords were speckled with blood. The tiger soldier said, "Our battle is against the jaguar soldiers." "But my master said that we are to love our enemies, that we fight with weapons of peace." "Weakness!" the tiger soldier interrupted. "You would have those who hate the master make a fool of him and us." The soldier leaned in close, sneering at the apprentice. The soldier said, "The master's enemies will have his teaching wiped out if we do not rise up to vanquish them." The apprentice searched the road for his master, but the fuming flag wavers continued to eclipse the master from sight. The tiger soldiers pressed their case. "Do you care nothing about the jaguar soldiers who would normalize sin, rewrite the nuclear family, take our guns, and remove prayer from schools and football games?" Then a new voice called out from the distance, "Liars!" A brigade of new soldiers beneath a jaguar flag marched into the fray, shouting at the tiger soldiers. "These dogs are no moral guardians. They care nothing for the poor and the oppressed, only for violently imposing their religious dogma on others." "Godless heathens," sneered a tiger soldier. "Backward bigots," growled a jaguar. "These evil hate-mongers must be silenced and banished from society. Their white, cis, heteronormative patriarchy is on the wrong side of history." The apprentice thought of how the master promised to unite his people, despite preciously held beliefs that once kept them at each other's throats. These soldiers claiming the master were anything but united. Beyond the throng of radicalized patriots, the apprentice could see a few would-be apprentices idling down the narrow road, looking for the master. When these curious would-be apprentices saw the loud, ugly mass of soldiers crowding the road before them, they stopped walking. The apprentice worried he would be mistaken for a soldier. For a moment, he considered turning back. Without moving forward, without trying to make sense of the mess before them, the discouraged would-be apprentices turned and went back the way they came, repulsed by the anger and violence that seemed to block the way forward. The apprentice called out to them, telling them that neither he nor the master belonged to these tiger or jaguar flags. No one seemed to listen. The apprentice listened for the master, but it was hard to hear much of anything except the soldiers shouting over one another. So the apprentice grit his teeth and pushed forward. "You'll never follow the master unless you follow us," shouted the tiger and jaguar soldiers, as the apprentice escaped the tangled mass, leaving them to their shouting match and ugly obstruction on the road. Then he could see the master again.